Hello, well you join me in the XC60, but we're not at home. We're actually away, and we've had not a breakdown of the XC60. We've had a couple of events that have gone on our long journey, so I'll tell you about those. Well, the first one was actually whilst we were driving down. I got the engine oil message, not the oil pressure, which would have really made me worry. It was that it asked me to top up half a litre of oil. Now this got me thinking that it's actually due a service. It was serviced this time last year by the Volvo dealership. So that means in a year the level has dropped about half a litre. So we've consumed half a litre in a year, which that sounds okay to me for a diesel. I'm not too worried about that. So I stopped, I added half a litre of oil and then checked it again using the electronic dipstick. So I'll show you that, and let's check to make sure we've got enough oil in. Now on this, if I remember rightly, you put the key in, press and hold, but not with my foot on the brake, otherwise that would start the engine. I press and hold. Yep, then it comes up with that message, and then I just press OK, and then use the scroll wheel to then scroll through, and I should find, where is it? There it is. There's the engine oil level, and you can see we're bang in the middle. So it looks like the top up. Now I know that there's a very small margin between min and max on this, so I think that half a litre has just topped it back up again. That's a job that we're going to do when we're back home, do an oil change on the Volvo. But there was one other problem that we had, and that's the part that came off. It's only the very lowest part of the front spring. You can see actually it has rusted, so it looks like we've had a chip or hairline crack or something, because the brake, you can see this is rusted and this is fresh, so it looks like it's been going for a while and probably just the final journey just finished it off. But that's a bit annoying whilst we're away on holiday. So what that means is we're going to be heading to a garage where I can do some work. I've ordered a new spring, going to pick that up and hopefully get the job done. Doesn't look too bad a job on this one.
First job is removing the plastic trim that you can see. That's the mount cover, and just beside it as well, that's the battery cover there as well. We're not going to remove all of the plastic trim. All I'm going to do is take off these little push fit fittings here and lift it enough to access the three top mount bolts. You can see those three mount bolts there that I've highlighted. We're going to loosen them off, but I'm not going to remove them as yet, because we don't want them to be loose and drop the strut down for now. So we're just going to remove those. The next thing that we want to do is undo and remove the top of the anti-roll bar mount. That's at the top. And then what we're going to do is we're going to separate it at the point that I'm showing here. So we're going to split it so that we're going to push the hub down over, and it'll separate off that pinch point there. The idea being we're not going to have to remove the entire wheel, hub lower arm, all of that kind of thing, which some other videos do, but that's really not necessary. You can do it without, so that is going to be the option that we're going to go down. And that means on with removing the top anti-roll bar mount. You can see here I've already squirted it. The pinch bolt that's at the bottom as well, you can see I've given that a bit of a penetrating fluid. And now removing the anti-roll bar, remember you hold the centre, you can see my Allen key in the middle there that's holding it in place, and then using a spanner, ring spanner, to loosen it. It's a little bit fiddly to do, but you get there in the end. And now you can see I've actually managed to separate it. We did nothing to the lower arm, we just pushed it down, used quite a bit of force to push it down, and we've separated the suspension shock absorber using a bottle jack to apply some pressure to it. And you can see just pushing down over to achieve that, to get the two separated, remembering of course to undo the pinch bolt at the back as well. Now if you did have a separator at the back, that would have helped a bit as well, but we didn't have one of those. We managed to just undo the pinch bolt, and then I'm going to show you a little trick that we did, which was using a bottle jack to apply pressure to separate the two. So it's got quite a long reach, this bottle jack, and it's also quite a wide one, which does help. And you can see we managed to get it to underneath where the spring cup mount is and onto the lower arm, and that worked really well to help apply some pressure. We just kept doing that, then rattling it, a little bit more lubricating fluid inside, just to try and get it separated. And that actually worked quite well, it didn't take that long. And then onto the spring compressor. Now you can see here, spring compressor that actually me and my brother both own the same type of spring compressor. It does make things so much easier rather than those other wind up, wind down ones. I would invest in one of these if you've got the space. But it's basically compress the old spring, take the top mount off, and then you can see this is the new spring. We're just compressing it up, ready to feed the strut in. And that's about it really. You can see we're now putting it all back together again. I didn't get an awful lot of video of in between doing that, but it's fairly similar on all the other ones. I have done it on other cars, so there's plenty of other videos on the channel. But there you go, just getting the plastic trim back in place, and you can see our new spring is in place, all nice and shiny back there. And you could just see the pinch bolt at the back there that we'd fastened back up again. Don't forget to do that up as well. And all in all, it was quite a straightforward job really. Some videos do say to take the entire wheel assembly off, but taking the lower arm and the steering rack and all those bolts off, that is a lot of work. You also have to take the center hub off and separate it from the drive shaft, which really is so much work when there is so much flexibility and there is enough movement to separate it using this way. So hopefully that will make the job a little bit easier. I hope you've enjoyed the video. A like down the bottom, and if it has been useful, pop a comment in the comments as well, and I'll see you in the next video.